Hey, welcome back to the Snake Eyes Eats a Dollar channel. It's your boy Snake Eyes once again. Before we get started, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. I'll kick y'all ass. No, I'm just playing. Y'all already know how I be doing already. Follow me on both of my social medias. Twitter is Snake Eyes, capital S, and then _dollar. Follow me on my Instagram, all lowercase, Snake Eyes _W dollar. Alright? So, today we're going to be talking about my thoughts about the Philadelphia Eagles post-draft and how I think we are as a roster and our current position leading into this season. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Not going to lie to you, alright? If y'all follow me on my Twitter, which once again, Snake Eyes _dollar, I was on a tirade. Damn it, man! Right, I was, profanity laced. I was angry. I mean, I was going off. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie to you. And I was also saying that when I made this video, I was gonna curse out the Eagles and how he rose, and I was definitely gonna do it 100%. But I think enough time has passed where I'm not going to let emotion get the best of me this time around. I'm going to honestly try my best to really get in the mind of Howie Roseman and what he was thinking during these picks. And really just think of the benefits of what he had to, because it's not like he made a complete disaster. He made some really, really good picks. Some of the ones I think his back was against the wall. We're going to talk about that later on. And then he also pulled a huge move, which once again we'll talk about that later on, as well as a bunch of other topics. A lot of crazy stuff happened during the draft. Jamison Williams got taken by Detroit. About the Drake London situation, I was honestly surprised when Atlanta took him early, considering the fact you got Calvin Ridley suspended because he broke the league-wide policy as far as the gambling. Julio Jones obviously is not there, so really the only receiver you got is really Kyle Pitts. I was surprised they didn't go after a speedy receiver like Jamison Williams, and we all know about his injuries, and he's supposed to be ahead of schedule, but he did, tear his ACL, and that's generally pretty serious. I thought he was going to take a receiver that had speed and like another Alabama product, going back to what I just said about Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones both being from Alabama. I thought they was going to continue in that trend and go take Jamison Williams. I gotta admit, the Jets really did a great job with this draft. I don't even think it even makes sense at this point for them to even be acquiring Deebo Samuel. I'm just hoping that the Cowboys didn't do shit in the draft. Don't acquire Deebo Samuel. But honestly, the way the Jets drafted, how well they drafted, and how they, did a really good job of addressing the needs of the team and getting the best players available to fill those holes. Going back to the Eagles, let's start off with the first thing that happened during the draft. So we traded a move up right after Detroit had taken Jamison Williams. I'm like, okay, so you got Chris Olave. The Saints were aggressive in that. They were not. The Saints were very aggressive this year for sure, as far as like trading up, and you already know that they already made a trade with us. They were very aggressive this year as far as getting those players, and they just recently signed Tyrann Mathieu, who I honestly thought was going to be an Eagle, but obviously we weren't going to pay him the amount that he actually deserved. Now, yes, is he a little over 30, a little bit past his prime, but he's still serviceable. He can still play at a high level. Not only does he bring the skill set, but I believe he's going to steer the team in the right direction leadership-wise. So I was thinking, why in the hell did we move from 15 to 13? They didn't entail all of the details surrounding that trade. Because I'm thinking like, they just moved from 15 to 13. So I'm thinking, who the hell are we going to take? All the receivers are off the board. Garrett Wilson went to the Jets. You had Chris Olave going to the Saints. You had James Williams going to, which I'll probably say like 3 or 4 times, going to Detroit. And you had Drake London going to Atlanta. Who the hell is left? You seriously going to tell me you're going to get George Pickens? It's pissing me off now. Whatever happens, I have to accept it. This is shit that's out of my control. I'm a fan. I'm not Howie Roseman. Thank God I'm not, because that nigga. So, they went ahead and took Jordan Davis.
What? Ain't no fucking way!
Mind you, okay, Cox is older. He's not playing the same way as he was, say, the last year of Carson Wentz. That's understandable. But you have Hargreaves. You have Milton Williams. You got 3 guys, and Cox, who is not like completely ass, he can still play a little bit. So we take Jordan Davis. And I'm like, why the fuck would you take someone when you have 3 guys who could potentially all be starters? And not to mention, defensive linemen are not like a hard commodity to come by in the draft. It's not like there's once in a blue moon a Jonathan Taylor, there's once in a blue moon a Patrick Mahomes, or a Deshaun Watson, right? Or a Drew Brees, or Aaron Rodgers. There's plenty of defensive tackles and defensive linemen who are elite pretty much every draft. Why in the hell would you utilize a pick that we need? Mind you, we have holes in 2 positions, okay? We have cornerback and safety. And I know people was going crazy. We should have had Kyle Hamilton. He was in our hands. I'm going to be honest with you. His college highlights or whatever, it was decent, right? But nothing jumps out at me. It's like, yo, that's the next Earl Thomas. That's the next Ronnie Lott, Steve Atwater. That's the next Micah Hyde. I would honestly think that position will be better filled by a veteran safety versus a rookie. Like a rookie, being honest with you, if he was going to take a safety in the first round, he was going to have to put all those guys and those legendary safeties that he was going to have to be like rest in peace Sean Taylor. He's going to be like one of those guys. Honestly, if I had to choose between Kyle Hamilton and Jordan Davis, I would definitely pick Jordan Davis over Kyle Hamilton. Stingley and Sauce was taken early in the draft. I think Stingley was taken by the Texans and Sauce was taken by the Jets. They scooped their ass up early. They wasn't fucking around. Listen, these teams wasn't fucking around. They scooped them early. They wasn't playing like, yo, we got 2 great corners, going to be standout, potential standout corner, potential, future Pro Bowlers, maybe Hall of Famers if they put in the work and stay consistent. We're going to take them right now. These are like game changers. These are guys that transform your whole defensive unit. But Trent McDuff was on the board. Okay, Trent McDuff is on the board, right? He's at 5'10", 5'11", okay? He actually can tackle. Like, his biggest thing is his ability to make plays on the ball, the ability to cover, and he's really, really fast. That's perfect. And then not to mention he can actually tackle a little bit. That's a fucking no-brainer right there. Considering the fact that cornerback and safety was our biggest hole, that's a no-brainer. Like, you have to take Trent McDuffie. And it took Jordan Davis. Now, I want to set the record straight and make a disclaimer. I am not saying Jordan Davis is ass. I am not going to even sit up here and say that Jordan Davis isn't going to be a future star in this league. He won't change somebody's defense. Well, he's going to change our defense because he's on our team, right? I'm not denying, how great his combine was and how much of a generational talent that this guy Jordan Davis can be, but you have to think about what do we need at the moment, right? And if what we need at the moment is glaring corner and safety, like, I don't understand. Like, you do understand that quarterbacks are breaking fucking records? Like, he was throwing for 300, 400, 500 yards. They were breaking records. And everybody gonna say, well, the pass rush didn't get there. Listen, when we had a pass rush when Jim Schwartz was our defensive coordinator and we had a pass rush that was working, they still burned us down deep. You gotta understand there's so many other elite teams have great offensive linemen. The Rams have elite offensive linemen. So do the Chiefs when completely healthy. The Cowboys, but I don't know what the fuck going on with them. It's like on paper they're supposed to have one of the best offensive linemen in the league, probably the best, but we just outperform them because we just do a better job at our offensive line, which is kudos to us. Trent McDuffie was right there, should have been an Eagle, and you take it just didn't make sense to me. It really did not make sense to me. And to this day, we have a glaring need at corner and safety, right? And chances are, coming into the regular season, we're going to have a glaring need, whether that be a free safety or one of the corners. We're going to have a glaring need. Matter of fact, come to think of it, even if we happen to sign, somebody else at the end of the offseason, we're still going to have a glaring need in both positions. And if that pass rush doesn't get through to the quarterback, which I believe that Jordan Davis allows our pass rush to kind of rejuvenate. So from a perspective of, okay, establishing the pass rush once again and stopping him, because I heard he's a hell of a run stuff. I even seen his highlights. Dude is a monster. Okay, so and like I said before, I wasn't downplaying the guy's skills. He can play. That was never my point. My point is, do we need him on the team? And that's all I gotta say about it. Cause I've been saying this shit 1,000 times on YouTube comments. I've been saying this shit 1,000 times on Twitter comments. I'm over it. Jordan Davis is an Eagle. Welcome to the team. I know he's gonna do great things for us, but damn, Howie, like, you can't be this fucking stupid. So we're talking about the second pick, right? So I'm like, who the fuck is? So I'm thinking in my mind, okay, we got Jordan Davis, all the great wide receivers taken off the board, okay? And I was like, yo, they're not trying to do anything to fucking help Jalen Hurts. I mean, they're putting ultimatums on Jalen Hurts, but they're not doing anything to help him to ensure or give some help. They're like, yo, listen, you're gonna put the guys around you. No excuses, you gotta go get the job done. So I'm like, yo, he better get Trent McDuffie or I'm not watching another fucking Eagles game again. Like, this is in my head. So the 18th pick rolls around. All of a sudden, we trade that 18th pick with the Titans. I think for this pick here, we give up an 18th pick and we give up a 3rd round pick for A.J. Brown.
Holy shit! That's it! That's all we want!
And I didn't know what to feel that much because I'm like, yo, why the like, I'm not gonna lie, us getting A.J. Brown made me even madder because I'm like, listen, if Howie just pulled off one of the fucking most genius, like, crazy ass moves in NFL history that nobody in their mama saw coming, why didn't you go address the biggest hole and we could have walked out with McDuffie and A.J. Brown? So really, the A.J. Brown thing is supposed to make Eagles feel better about the pick. It's like, okay, well, we didn't get a corner safety. I think was like I said, was pushing for Kyle Hamilton, didn't want him. But I'm like, yo, we could have walked out with McDuffie and A.J. Brown. It would have been like damn near like almost a perfect draft. Obviously, we still have more picks to go, but like, yo, that's almost a perfect draft. We addressed one of the big needs, which is corner. Boom, we got somebody outside Darius Slay. Darius Slay and Devontae Max will have to do everything in the fucking secondary because I don't trust McPherson or the other guy whose name is escaping, which I don't care because I don't think he's going to do much anyway, so it's not even important to even be remembering the guy's name anyway. So now we're going to move on to the 2nd round. So we ended up picking Cam Jurgens. I don't know why the fuck people were mad at this pick at all, okay? Jalen Petrie was gone out the 2nd round, okay? And then you had Andrew Booth, Andrew Booth, who was taken by Minnesota, okay? And then another guy from Penn State who was, supposed to be another good option was taken. I don't remember what happened to Nick Cross. I don't know, from Maryland. There's not much left to pick. And then Howie just pulled off a great move. Now you could say, well, we had Landon Dickerson to play center, even though they moved him to right guard. And he's shown that he can actually play that position as well. He pulls off Cam Jurgens, who Kelsey wanted to have on a team. Kelsey, this probably is going to be his last year, and especially with the Jurgens pick, it's definitely going to be his last year because he's like, yo, I got somebody. The team's going to be in the right hands because he's a guy that I want. I'm going to be happy to, because he is somebody I want on the team, I'm going to be happy to teach this guy, right? And then also, he's talented as hell. This dude, I saw the film on this guy, saw the highlights, bro. This nigga was just like, this dude's movement was flawless. Like, he was strong, he was bullying defenders, and like, teams that were out of conference, especially Oklahoma, he was just straight fucking pancaking guys. He was moving up the field, he was fluid. I gotta give it to him. This what really makes me proud as an Eagle fan. We always managed to pick very athletic offensive linemen. We always managed to pick the best athletes on offensive line. I don't think there's any other team you can honestly say, maybe except the Cowboys, but they offensive line was inconsistent as shit. Despite on paper that they should be performing at a high level, they don't. Even sometimes the Colts should be performing at a high level. On paper, they always don't. And then also they battled a lot of injuries last year. But I'm like, yo, like, that was a great pick. There's nobody else left to pick at that time. You would have to have traded up, which wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have had to happen had you drafted Trent McDuffie, but at that point, you ignoring Trent McDuffie and Kyle Hamilton shows that you don't give a fuck about the secondary when it comes to, making a priority in the draft. Everyone was saying, why are we getting Nakobe Dean? But I'm like, yeah, but shit, we literally got the best center in the draft. Now, everybody will talk about what that guy named Tyler Linderbaum. They're going to talk about, but he's actually supposed to be better than that. So I love the Cam Jurgens pick. But we're going with the next pick, which is Nakobe Dean, which I felt like that one, bro, like, that pick was just almost miraculous. It was almost miraculous that he was sitting there. I guess, when it came to injuries, teams were really, really scared to take chances on players. I just think that how we got lucky. It was, I cannot explain to you why the pick fell in our hands. I truthfully don't think Howie Roseman wanted Nakobe Dean. I think he was going to go this entire draft without drafting him. And when I tell you these old head ass niggas was pissed off, they was pissed off. They're like, why you draft Cam Jurgens? You didn't draft Nakobe Dean. And then he went to the 3rd round, lucky as fuck. And I believe he slid because there was I don't know if it was something with the chest, like a pectoral injury or something, but it was an injury that teams were scared he was going to be injured and miss some valuable time. But to slide to the 3rd round, that was a miracle that we got him in the 3rd. That was a miracle. Like I said before, I can't even explain why that happened. I just feel like, yo, at this point in time, Howie looked at like, yo, I would look like a complete fucking idiot if I didn't draft Nakobe Dean and he's still sitting at 3rd round this deep. I also want to talk about Kyron Johnson out of Kansas. Oh my goodness. I mean, this man is fast. He's fast. Like, there's so many different uses. Like, he is like, that dude is a Swiss Army when it comes to pass rushing. And then, you know, I honestly think with his speed and his quickness and his ability to just move from point A to point B, that dude could be, he's scary. Like, that dude, Kyron Johnson, that from Kansas, that dude's a steal. I heard he had like one really big play against like one of the best offensive linemen that were supposed to go like really early in the draft, and he straight pancaked. So this dude is strong, he's fast, he's relentless. Like, that was a very good pick. And then we're gonna talk about the pick, this guy named Grant. I don't want to say the last name. It started with a C. Let's leave it at that, right? Dude was actually like a solid pick. What killed me the most, what had me dead, Louis Riddick was talking about he could be a #1.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
I'm sorry? What did
You're
you
just
just
coming
say?
off stupid.
Are you fucking like, have you actually watched Dallas Goedert play? Dallas Goedert is a perennial Pro Bowl. Like, this dude, I did not expect this man to really just, you know, pick up in the footsteps, because those are some big shoes to fill. After Zach Ertz got traded, he filled in that role nicely and superseded all of our expectations as far as the type of player he was. Dallas Goedert is a really good fucking player. Like, I don't know how we managed to get him. How we get it. Barring injury, he could potentially be a Hall of Famer. That's how good Goddard is. So, post-draft thoughts. Crazy how we got A.J. Brown. I still would have loved to get Deebo Samuel, but most likely we probably had to give up even more. And Deebo Samuel's going to want more money than A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown already has a relationship with Jalen Hurts, so that makes sense. Oh my God, I got to tell you about Nakobe Dean. I watched this dude's highlight. This dude is crazy. He's fast, he's strong, he can hit. And dude is insane. Like, this dude can play coverage. Like, I was sitting up there and I was thinking that one of the reasons why this team's picking us apart, especially with like these long intermediate throws and then run after the catch. Yo, this dude can take care of all of that. He can take care of all of that. Like, this way this dude can play, it's insanity. Dude, Nakobe Dean was a total package. Now let's get into the mindset of Howie and why I've decided not to spend this video cursing him out and the Eagles organization. Okay? I want to make an overarching point that I don't see a lot of GMs do. Okay? And this is one thing that, even though I've really said, I was nasty on Twitter to him. I might have to issue an apology. Matter of fact, I'll just say I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when we get emotional, when I feel, listen, how you done messed up so many damn times over the years. I mean, there's so much shit that just didn't make sense. You know, trying to move our team forward. That finally, when he does something that even seems remotely right, it's kind of like you in a relationship and your spouse is just beating the shit out of you. Like, they cursing you out, they verbally, emotionally, and physically abusing your ass. And then they'll come out with, like, you know, the freshest and rarest flowers and bring you your favorite chocolate or some shit and just be like, yo, like, I'm sorry about what happened. I just got it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I still love you. You know, you're still my favorite. You're still my sugars. Like, pause. I've came to the conclusion that Howie actually cares about his players, which I've never seen a GM do. And this would actually make him a great GM. He actually cares about his players. I'll tell you why. Two examples. Well, 3 examples. The first one we're going to talk about is Jordan Davis replacing Fletcher Cox. Jordan Davis allows Fletcher Cox to not have to do so much at his age. It allows him to relax. and gives him somebody he can pass all of that. Because Fletcher is one of the greatest defensive tackles to ever play this game. Not just as an Eagle, like one of the best Eagles ever. One of the best ever, like league-wide. Like among the Mean Joe Greens, Aaron Donalds of the world, John Randalls of the world, Warren Sapp, he's on that wavelength. And the Eagles are really good at getting players that are not problematic. When I mean pretty good, like not skill set wise, but I mean pretty good as far as like guys you want around a locker room, guys that's going to be supportive of each other, bring the best out of each other, both on and off the field. The Eagles have been doing a good job of that. You don't really hear too many instances about Eagles, Eagles players getting in trouble off the field, which goes to show you that Howie is really good at putting players out there that are not toxic ass people. And then like he saw that Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown were friends. He also saw that, hey, like, yo, all these receivers might be taken. All these receivers are a huge risk because a lot of them are coming in with injuries. This is a win-win situation. We get an elite receiver. We get that big body that we need. We get a guy who's not slow as hell, who's actually better than all the receivers in the draft. Right? Who knows how Jameson Williams or something, who knows who's going to really show out. But from, looking at the perspective of everybody in college versus A.J. Brown right now, he's better than all of those guys combined. For the most part, he has some injury problems here and there, but it's not to the point where I'm really, really concerned. How can you not respect a GM that honored Jason Kelce? Kelce wanted Jurgens to be drafted, and he did it. He doesn't have to do it. He didn't have to do that, but he took his input. It's like, yo, you're a legend on our team. It's your last year. We got guys you drafted. Who do you want to see on the team? And he did it. You can't help but admire that. That's not even just a good GM. That's like, you got to be an incredible ass human being to even have that kind of mindset. Most GMs is not doing. Most GMs is like, yo, I do what the fuck I want to do, and like, if they good, they pan out, they pan out. But if not, then it is what it is. Bro, everybody was like, oh my god, we got Mario Goodrich, who actually is solid. I think he's a solid undrafted free agent. Carson Strong, I heard, is dealing with some huge injuries, but I heard he has a big ass arm. But I'm not worried about him. I know Jalen Hurts is going to keep the job. He should. The way all this is set up, he should. He has no excuse this year. Everybody is healthy. Get that job done. Go put the ball where it needs to be, and let's light the fucking NFC up. All right. We have no excuses. We should walk out with 12 wins this year, minimum. But moving on. I've seen Josh Jobe.
If you're British, you might call this stuff rubbish. Rubbish, garbage, trash, waste, tomato, it's all the same.
I mean, this nigga was getting burnt like he was working for fast food, bruh. I looked at his highlights, and this was 2020, this recent. He was getting burnt. Also, we got that guy, Kenny something from Oklahoma. Not the fastest guy, but man, like he fits the team so well. A guy who can just do multiple things. I think he's going to be critical. Catching out the backfield. He got good patience. He doesn't do too much. He sees the holes. He's tough. He's physical. He's kind of slow, but he's not slow to the point where he can't move at all. So that was getting that guy, that running back from Oklahoma, for an undrafted free agent. That was a steal. I don't know what Howie Rose was going to do as far as the secondary is concerned. We got Xavier Rhodes, Joe Hayden, and Kyle Fuller on the block. I really just want Xavier Rhodes. Safety position, we kind of going to be fucked on that one because Tyrann Mathieu, we wasn't paying Tyrann Mathieu the number that he wanted, and there's no legitimate safety. It's just not going to happen. I think that, Howie Roseman is kind of afraid to evolve. I talked about it on Twitter. It's like he's stuck in this nostalgia. He's stuck in the 2017 Super Bowl. He's stuck in his ways about that. And then sometimes, you can have another Super Bowl team and maybe another position might be. Maybe it's going to be a safety that's going to be a star. Maybe it's going to be a linebacker that's going to be a star. So you can't stay in this style as a GM. He was talking about you have to really adapt and all that, but I don't see that. That's all I got for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Brother got big dreams but don't have a big bank account. Make sure y'all hit that GoFundMe link and go donate to the channel. I'm out of here. Peace. Hey.